Hello everybody, this is Fronito Bob and welcome to race number 32 of the 2020-21 NROL Skittles Cup Series season. This is the Google 500 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Atlanta's been rather interesting this week. We had a pretty interesting IROC race, it was a small field of cars then, but still a quite action-packed race, wound up in a 3-wide finish. And then you had the Siemens race, which was a big win for Kana and that, all that stuff. And Atlanta, it's definitely a rather interesting racetrack. And also, this race is pretty long. So pit stops will, they will definitely play a part in this race. So, with all that in mind, let's give you the starting grid in this race. So in the pole for this one is Eric NROL, on second is Cole Custer, third is Fronito Bob, fourth is Kurt Busch, fifth is the Xbox Nerd, sixth is Oliver, seventh is Brian Blaney, eighth is Kevin Harvick, ninth is Nia, 10th is Bank Coaches, 11th is Rebecca, 12th is Joe Legon, 13th is Douglas, 14th is Tyler Reddick, 15th is William Byron, 16th is Matt Vanetto, 17th is Matt Kenseth, 18th is Brad Goslowski, 19th is Brian Priest, 20th is Russell David, 21st is Eric Jones, 22nd is Tim Tom, 23rd is Andy Hamlin, 24th is Chris Buescher, 25th is Donald, 26th is Chase Elliott, 27th is Kana, 28th is Duck, 29th is Christian Bell, 30th is Gradrin, 31st is Clint Boyer, 32nd is Brian Newman, 33rd is Jimmy Johnson, 34th is Mark Truex Jr., 35th is Perry Serp, 36th is Val Quinn, 37th is Austin Dillon, 38th is Kyle Busch, 39th is Bob Wallace, 40th is Ricky Styles Jr., 41st is Reed Sorensen, and 42nd is Dangerous Hicks. Yes, sir. So, Cup Series racing in Atlanta, and so this was a track they raced at last season, although things are a little bit different compared to last season when we raced here. So, as we know, Atlanta has a pretty worn out surface, and surprisingly, the Siemens Nash Series cars went the whole race without having to pit. This race, however, they're definitely going to have to pit, as there is no way these tires can last the whole thing. Although if somebody does manage to stretch their tire sausages the whole race, I'm going to be quite surprised. Ooh, frame rate's better. Kind of. It's a little bit better, actually, yeah. I actually forgot the Siemens Nash's cars are more resource intensive than the Skittles Cup Series cars. Sometimes I get it the other way around. Well, the less resource intensive, the better. That means less of a chance for the game to crash. Which thankfully didn't happen in yesterday's race, so let's hope it doesn't happen today. And yes, Kana back in this race after a big win yesterday. Let's see if she can get another decent finish today. Anyways, with that in mind, pace car pulling off. And green flag is in the air for the Google 500 at Atlanta. Eric NROL pulling out a bit of a gap here. He's got a bit of a lead, but as we know, this field likes to go 3 wide. Yes. Oh, Cole Custer though, with a bit of a run on the high line. That's a pretty interesting move. Eric NROL though, still there on the low line. It was still single after 2 laps. I guess we'll see how long until they form up into 3 rows. That's what they do though. Well, yeah. Maybe the series is a little bit different from the 2 series that we've had so far this week. So maybe once it through it, actually, maybe we'll see something a little bit more contemporary. As right now it's between the 2 Stuart Haas boys. But first, here we go. The Xbox Nerd. He sticks in deep, but can't quite make it 3-1, although there is now some 3-1 action, though, just behind. Yeah, going 3-1 with Brian Blaney and Kevin Harvick. here goes Eric Gumrola. And just behind them is the real Xbox nerd trying to make it 3 wide still. Alright, well, we're starting to have 3 wide for second. Question now is how long until we see 3 wide for first. Well, in the meantime, the battle for the lead keeps going on between these 2 drivers. Well, we were seeing a little bit of 3 wide action, but so far no 3 wide action for the lead. As Cole Custer's going to lead another lap. Yeah. So far, the battle for the lead has stayed between Cole Custer and Eric Gumrola. And of course, no can't drive in this race, and well, yeah, no slow driver in general. I mean, there is, yeah, there is a Taylor field, but they're not really that slow. Yeah. Oh, here we go. And now they're trying to form a 3 wide line. It's fronting to Bob all the way to the low line. Seems to be more difficult for these guys to form a 3 wide battle for the lead, though. In fact, Bill as a whole is mostly double wide. In the IROC series and the Siemens National series, it was pretty easy for them to get 3 wide by here. It's a bit more of a challenge. Oh, Eric Gumrola just trying to squeeze by his teammate. And I'm going to lead a lap. And yes, is Eric Gumrola trying to pull out to a bit of a lead here. And we are having 3 wide action, but it's not really happening up front. So Cole Custer soon lead in front of Bob and slowly trying to dance with the Haas boys. Although now it's Eric Gumrola leading a number of laps. Only just though. See, Eric Gumrola is your leader, but only just. He slows the hold off. Goes by a few lanes behind him as now it goes all the way to the bottom lane. Now drivers, it seems when they're up front they tend to fluctuate which lane they're in. Is now the top lane's trying to get a bit of a run here as Cole Custer trying to lead another lap here, and here's Freund Bomba doing the same on the low line. And it's going to be Eric Gumrola leads another lap. Only just, though. Man, things seem to be different every lap. Well, except for up front. Here goes Freund Bomba, another attempt at a run for the lead, but also another attempt by Cole Custer, who's going to lead a lap. Now, so far, only one of these guys has a win. Eric Gumrola, his win actually came quite a long time ago now. Back at the Texas World Speedway. And for Cole Custer, he did come close to winning a race once. only once, but here come close to winning a race back at the Homestead Miami Speedway race, which was quite a while ago now. Here we go. Things starting to shift now. Yeah, things starting to fall out of the favor for the Haas boys and flowing to Bobbin. Now we're going up here. You know, it's actually been quite a while since Freund Bobbin last visited Victory Lane. Here's Nia as well, giving him the push. Nia feeling a little bit embarrassed after yesterday that, you know, a driver with less experience than what she has won yesterday's race. Yeah, go figure. Nia has more starts in the number 14 car than Khan does by quite a long shot, actually. And so far, no wins for Nia. Well, no wins anywhere. Right now, early on, it is the battle between the two Haas boys. It seems though it's pretty hard to move around here. Now, like, this field hasn't actually changed too much as far as positions since we started. In fact, really, the two dominant drivers have been the two Haas boys of NROL and Custer. Yes, could Admiral win his second race of the season, or could Cole Custer get his first career cup win? No, could Cole Custer get his first one? I think that's what I said. Well, he's going to lead a lap here. You know, the weird thing is, I was doing some test races here before the season began, quite a long time ago. And for some strange reason, Cole Custer was always pretty good in those tests. Like, all those test races that I ran, Cole Custer was the most consistent driver of all of those. So, yeah, I guess it only makes sense that Cole Custer is consistent in today's race. And Custer, while he did race in the Siemens National Series last season, the Siemens National Series didn't go to Atlanta Speedway last year. So, Custer doesn't have that, or doesn't have too much experience at Atlanta, but for some reason he's a master with these cup cars here. Well, there's no can't drive to hold up a lane here, so at this point, oh, here we go. Lead change is occurring. Cole Custer goes to the middle, which allows Kurt Busch to get out to the front. Yeah, the high lane seems to be the fastest lane here at Atlanta. Now, the Siemens National Series did last the whole race on one set of tires. So what we could see here is these guys get to the halfway point in this race, and then they pit for tires, because they're gonna have to. There's no way that these tires can last the whole race, as Freund Bobbin now has a run on the low line. It forms a bit of a futile effort for Freund Bobbin, as he just can't quite get a good enough of a run. Just back there, you got Nia, who's just trying to make something happen. Here comes Bang Coaches. You know, the Rick Spoxer was up here not too long ago, but I think he fell back. He fell back a little bit. Rick Spoxer, last week's winner. Meanwhile, you got Bang Coaches starting to come to the picture on the high line. Bang Coaches, so far, no wins in 34 races. Yeah. Well, just above Freund Bobbin, though, you've got Kurt Busch and Cole Custer, who have, well, a couple other drivers have 0 wins this season. Freund Bobbin just tucking back a little bit, as now Kurt Busch and Cole Custer make a double wide. Ironically, Kurt Busch used to drive this 41 Stewart Haas machine. Yeah, not too long ago, a couple seasons ago, Kurt Busch Was your driver of the 41 store I was racing, but then he went over to the one car at Chip Ganassi. As Kevin Harvick goes to the high line. Now Harvick, he actually has a record of being good here at Atlanta. Also, Fernando Baldwin able to take a bit of advantage of this and get up alongside him, or at least try to. So nearly a quarter of the way into this race, and so far, it's amazing how little the positions have changed. Oh, here comes Nia. We're trying to get around the low line. You know, I actually just recorded the Siemens Nationals race before this one. So let's see if I have enough energy to celebrate oh my goodness, Nia's win if she's somehow able to win this race. Speaking of Kana, she is back in 30th, which, to be fair, is kind of to be expected. Because now she's in a series with drivers who have raced even longer than a lot of the guys on Siemens National Series. She is still in the frame, though, for a second. Now, let's see if she can make up 30 spots in the next 40 laps. Or 60 laps, it's probably not going to happen, though. Well, anyways, for those who could win this race, Cole Custer, not Cole Custer, Kevin Harvick, another Stewart Haas guy up here now. Wait, so you've had Harvick, you've had NROL, and Cole Custer. That's 3 Stewart Haas racing cars that have got a lap. Fourth piece of the puzzle would be Clint Boyer, who is so far back in the field, back in 22nd. There's still a lot of time left in this race, though. Yeah. I guess it's worth mentioning, a number of these guys have had some, some practice. Some guys in this race raced in the IROC race a couple days ago, and then you also have a couple guys who raced in the Siemens National Series race. Actually, not that many, though, racing the Siemens National Series yesterday. I think it was just Russell David and well, there's also Kana. Other than that, I can't recall anyone else who's running today's race who also ran yesterday's race. Anyway, for the moment, looking at it with Kevin Harvick. Really nothing last year in this race. Fernando been dominated. Dominated most of the race up until about 10 laps to go. He had a slower pit stop than the Relix Box nerd, and in a photo finish, came down to the Relix Box nerd getting his first of 3 wins in the season. Luckily, it didn't mean much for Fernando as he went on to win half of the races and win the championship 2 races before the season even ended, even with the playoff system. This shows how good Fernando was last season. This season, however, he's still good, but he's not great. But maybe that's okay with the fans, as after he won so much last year, we need some variety in the winners this year, and we've actually gotten quite a bit of variety. And now about to go 3 wide. I've got Fernando going with Kurt Busch and Kevin Harvick. Now Harvick actually has a bit of a history here at Atlanta. Yeah, here's one of the best drivers to have raced at this track. Here you go, 3 wide for the lead once again. Harvick letting this happen. Here's Bang Coaches. Feels like split up a little bit. But Bang Coaches trying to, or sort of trying to do something. Right now, this actually the second race that Bang Coaches actually looked good. Driver's trying to, fire stands right now between the top 3. As now you have some switching lanes. Here's Kevin Harvick going low and Kurt Busch staying high. That's allowed Kurt Busch to lead a lap. I will say, look at how much speed these guys have been going to the corner. We could see a similar situation at Hillside. to, you know, where drivers stayed out for a lot of the time, but then they pitted at long last. Now, although Hillside included a caution, which happened because of stupidity on pit road. So with that in mind, let's hope that we don't have any pit road stupidity in this race. Oops. Anyway, you saw Reed Sorensen, who is going into the travel here. So Reed Sorensen about half a lap behind, so we might cross over him late in the race. Late in the race, though. It's gonna be late, so we still have quite a while to go. And even then, we might not even get up to, get up to resource at all, because the race might be over a little bit too soon. Meanwhile, Bank Coach is trying to get up to front of Auburn here. Yeah, driving twin cars this week. And they're not too far away from each other. And Harvick goes to the high line. But it seems the high line has actually been the most dominant lane. And here's Ryan Blaney coming into the picture. Ryan Blaney, who hasn't actually won a race in a while. Now let's come down to Kevin Harvick in front of Auburn. And yeah, here's the point of the race where tires start to fall off. You know, one point of interest. How are tires going to fall off when we get close to the end of the race? Because what these guys might do is stay out for another 60 laps and then pit with about 40 or so laps to go. And have enough tire to race all the way until the checkered flag. Very weird strategies are being cooked up here. Here comes Kurt Busch. Oh, it breaks up. It breaks a little bit. Here you go again. Tires are so worn out, you can't really do anything. Guys might want to pit sooner rather than later. Still pretty treacherous, though. Alright, so there feels like starting to form up a little bit of experiencing ways. We've got Front of Auburn, who's got Bank Coach trailing behind him. And we've also got Harvick, who's now just ahead of Ryan Blaney. Here's the race box set up here as well. So even the race box are getting into this action. I think though, from what we learned in the Siemens Nationals race, the winner is ultimately going to be the guy who's on the high lane. Ooh, here's Front of Auburn though, getting a pretty good run. So you never know. Front of Auburn has a bit of ground here, but then, yeah, Kevin Harvick just gains on him on the high lane. So I think ultimately, whoever is going to be the winner of this race is going to be the guy who is on the high lane. Now, with that in mind, you know, with that logic, it would be Kevin Harvick who would win, but we still have a long way to go in this race. Well, at this point, there's not actually much to talk about until we get close to the end of this race. It's just... You know, the Siemens Naxos race was half the length of this one. That race was pretty interesting. This race, however... Yeah... It's got a long way to go. Now, of course, things could get interesting when we get into the closing laps, but... At the moment, there really isn't much going on. I guess my chair is creaking. Squeaky. Cole Custo's fallen a bit back, so there's been some changes. It's not much. In fact, actually, now that the tires are so worn out, there really isn't much place to pass at all. And drivers will absolutely have to pit. Also, Forty Bob actually led that lap though, just by a little tiny bit though. So much that the ticker doesn't or can't view it because the time was so close. It just looks like they tied. Here's someone of interest. Reed Sorensen running a bit slowly. He's not as slow as Can't Drive, but he is gonna hold up the field a little bit. Meanwhile, there's been some stuff going in the back. Kana has actually moved up 10 spots. So, you know what? I mean, the thing is, right? There's so much happening up front that, I mean, there's so much, but there's so little. But the thing is that you never know when something could happen up front. Because the thing is that I could, you know, show what's happening behind here. But the thing is that if we show something that's happening behind, we could miss something that's happening up front. So it's very important to, you know, stick the camera in the right place. At the moment, though, if we look down the running order, we've got various drivers in top 10. You've got Tim Tom, who's actually come up in top 10, and Douglas up here as well. And you also have Connor, who is actually slowly making up for the fields. He was back in 30th, but now he's moved up to 19th, which is pretty good. Christopher moving up some spots, and meanwhile, also David actually falling back. He was in the top 20, but now he's falling back down to the top 30. So some drivers are moving on up, others falling down. Alright, well, we're nearing the halfway... Well, we're right there at the halfway point in this race, so... Any moment now, we should see drivers pitting. I mean, look at that. Front of Alvin here, his best lap is 23.9. He's dropped about 2 seconds. Now the thing is, even on these very worn tires, once the love of the tread at this point is gone, they can still drive. As you see here, albeit at a much slower pace than where they were at the start of the race. In fact, somebody could pit and then be on first tires and then just zoom their way up through the pack. Now, one question I do wonder though, how many people are going to pit? And we're starting to see a bit of a developing battle, though, for third as Eric NROL trying to get back up through here. No, he's going to fall back a little bit, actually. He's just salted. But here's Tom, though. So while there isn't much happening up front, there is a lot happening in the back. Wow, look at how much speed they're dropping going into the corner, though. I mean, they're dropping like 50 miles per hour. So they can reach almost 200 off of the straightaway. Look at that, 200 miles per hour. And then slow right back down 250 into the corner. That is a big speed drop. Hmm. Now, pit stops are going to play a very interesting part of this race, though, because we've seen the past few times now that pit stops would do greatly affect the outcome of a race. Now, Ryan Preece isn't up here yet. He might come up here if he can, get a very fast pit stop, but it's a bit unlikely. You never know. He could do something. We'll see. But right now, it's just Frohnebauer versus Kevin Harvick. You got a driver who has actually won in quite a while, but he has been very quiet. And then you got Frohnebauer who only has one win this season so far. Wow, look at how much speed they're having to drop just to make the corner. They're getting slower. 39 or 31.9. Well, I can say for sure there is no chance that these guys can last, a full race on a single set of tires. Yeah, a lot of times they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, 32 seconds. That's how slow these guys have gotten. Because, the tires are so worn out. Look, at this point, a lot of the rubber is gone. Oh, here we go with a bit of a move. Frohnebauer and trying to run camera. That's close. Kevin Harvick slows that, that fast lane. Yeah, so I suspect pit stops are going to start happening pretty soon. Although one detail worth mentioning is that perhaps as this field is getting more, slidey, they're going to get more slidey with how worn the tires out. Wait, what's that? Ah, here we go. Pit stops are beginning. We're about 10 laps late, but pit stops are now occurring here at Atlanta. Alright, so drivers might peel off one at a time rather than all at once. So if that's the case, we don't have a humongous pile up. We can just complete pit stop cycles cleanly and be on our way. Here goes for the Bobbin and Ryan Blaney, and the racers are coming down as well. Kevin Harvick, though, staying on another lap. $32.5. Man, that's quite a gap. Kana won a few drivers that didn't pit. Maybe not a good idea, actually. Now you still want to pit as soon as possible though, because the longer you stay out, then the less pace you're gonna have. Compared to the leader. Here comes Kana. So now Tim cycles out as the leader. Man, that is... Kana, if she wants to even have a chance of winning this race, though, she has to pit as quickly as possible. Alright, so this should be the last of them. So let's now go over to Kevin Harvick, the first one that came down pit road. Or no. Okay, one of the first. Still on pit road? Okay. Yeah, position's gonna change a lot here. Now what's that, Rebecca up here? Well, let's see. Right now, Cole Cuss being scored as the leader, though. He's not actually in the lead, though. Is he? That's one of these guys. Alright, we're gonna have to wait until Bishop's fully cycle through to see who's actually where. And it looks like at the moment it's cycled out to Brad Keselowski. Yeah. Well. So, as a result of pit stops, things have changed quite a lot. Guys, look at where everyone is now. Wow. So right now it is Brad Keselowski, actually with a very big gap. Now a 3-second gap on Bang Coaches. We'll see what these guys can do. So the question now is, the field's a lot more spread out. So, can these guys behind claw all the way back up to Brad Keselowski challenging for the win? Also on all that, Rebecca now running in the top 5. We also got Corner Bobbin and the Real Xbox Nerd who have made it through. Oh, what's this though? Bob for second between Eric NROL and Bang Coaches. Not ideal if these two want to catch up to Brad Keselowski. Yeah, it's a very silly move on these two to battle when they should be working together to get up to Brad Keselowski. Because otherwise, oh, they did gain some time. All that might have to do with, nah, because honestly, just slow. Alright, we'll focus on these two as they now chase down Brad Keselowski. Yeah, a little bit more time is gained. I'm not sure what they're achieving by running side by side, but I guess as long as they catch up to Brad Keselowski, it doesn't really matter. So they have 30 laps around that. As near as makes a difference, 30 laps to catch up to Brad Keselowski, and they are slowly but surely closing in. Yeah. Various other drivers are moving around. Alright, and oh, only a small amount of time was gained that time. I think Kurt Busch also worked his way to keep up as well and eventually catch up. Meanwhile, the field behind is actually starting to form up. Okay, well, a little bit, anyways. We'll see how many of those guys can challenge for the win once we get there. Right. So it's about 30-ish laps to go. More like 25 or 26. Brad Keselowski leads whilst Eric Almirola and Bang Coaches try to run him down. They're not really doing any favors for each other though by running side by side. Let's see how much time they gain this time. Only 0.02 of a second that time. Not ideal. They don't have so much time. They gotta make haste. Okay, do a bit better that time. At this point, there's not much point viewing what Keselowski's doing. Well, although Keselowski, he is getting held up by some lap traffic. He's now overtaking Reed Sorensen. So Reed Sorensen about to go a lap down here, and same for Bubba Wallace. Actually, I think we might just see how Brad Keselowski does with getting around these two slow cars. Not super slow, still kind of fast, but you know. As Brad Keselowski trying to get around Reed Sorensen. I'm not sure if he can get around Reed Sorensen. Reed Sorensen might still have enough speed to just stay ahead of Brad Keselowski. Meanwhile, the field is starting to get closer together as Kurt Busch now getting caught up by Rebecca, the Felix and others behind. They're actually working on catching up to these two while these two are trying to get catch up to Brad Keselowski. Oh, they lose seconds that time. You may think Brad Keselowski has in the bag. Not quite. As Rebecca just behind makes a pass on Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch was trying to run down these guys is now rotating back at Rebecca. How about that? Well, just yesterday, their Silver Motorsports teammate, Kana, got a win. Pretty big one. So, yeah, she's doing a decent job with trying to back it up to the top 5. At the moment, though, Eric Almirola and Bang Coach actually starting to lose ground to Brad Keselowski. They can't keep doing this though. They still have 20 more laps to catch up to him. Otherwise, Brad Keselowski is going to wind up just running away with this race. They do gain a little bit that time, but they need to do better. They need to catch Brad Keselowski. What is that? Oh, it's just these guys. Brad Keselowski now actually, he's gone around Reed Sorensen now. Trying to work on getting around Bubba Wallace. Meanwhile, the gap is closing between Bang Coaches and Julius Third and the other guys behind them. So maybe these guys can form a bit of a pack and work together. They could work on getting up to Brad Keselowski. So we've got Bang Coaches getting caught up by the Real Xbox Nerd. These two could work together. And it was actually Bang Coaches who kind of came close to winning last week, but ultimately got beat out by his own YouTube Motorsports teammate. And these two, for a second week in a row, having to work together, chase down the leader, and they've actually gained quite a bit of ground that time. Down to 2.1 seconds. Alright, now we're picking up speed. Man, what is the real Xbox nerd doing though? He's being quite insane with trying to catch up. And yeah, here he goes trying to make it 3 wide for second for some reason. Doesn't really need to though. Right now, these guys' biggest focus should be catching up to Brad Keselowski, and they are doing it. Slowly but surely, they are gaining time on Brad Keselowski. And yeah, there he is. You're starting to see him in the frame. That being said, however, how are they going to get around Reed Sorensen? Because they have to get around him first if they want to get to Brad Keselowski. Well, maybe that's what these guys are preparing for. They're getting into multiple lanes, so this way can't drive. Or no, can't drive. Reed Sorensen only holds up one lane, so the other lane can use that to their advantage and gain some time. Right. So about 15 laps to go. And time is being gained. But slowly. Now the question is, will they actually get to Brad Keselowski for the checkered flag? And now, of course, they have Reed Sorensen to put up with. Ooh, Rebecca, though, able to take advantage of a slow-up by Eric Gamarola. And Rebecca up to second. Not bad. Now she just has to get around Reed Sorensen. That's proving to be difficult, though. Reed Sorensen happens to be in the high lane. Oh, now it goes to the... Yep, it goes to the low line. And Rebecca going to use Reed Sorensen as a pick. And goes to the high line. And with about 13 laps to go, Rebecca is starting to run down Brad Keselowski. Actually, 11 laps to go, ish. Make a rough estimate here. And Rebecca now starting to chase down Brad Keselowski. Oh, here comes the Xbox nerd, but the high lane is proven to be dominant. The real Xbox nerd though didn't do too bad though. Now he's gonna lose out here. Okay, we'll need to do a little bit, or need to go a little bit faster than this. They are running out of time. So Brad Keselowski's in sight. But this time by they're gonna have 10 more laps to catch up to Brad Keselowski. Can Rebecca do it, or is it too little too late? Oh, she gained up gained 3/10 of a second that time. That's pretty good. She has to go a little bit faster. Now, of course, the real Xbox nerd there, but Rebecca has the luxury of being on the high line, which has proven to be the faster lane. And alright, now 2/10 of a second been gained. They are getting there. The question then will be, what lane will Brad Keselowski be on when these guys catch up to him? So they're getting 2/10 of a second every lap now. This is good pace. They will catch Brad Keselowski at this pace if they keep it up. There you go, another 2/10 second gone. They are getting there. Less than 10 to go. They are running down Brad Keselowski. Rebecca here having to stick with the real Xbox nerd here. Let's open another 3:10 second gone. And there is Brad Keselowski right in sight. But then the challenge to get around Brad Keselowski. Which lane will Keselowski be on? Oh, Rebecca with a move to the high line. And Rebecca with the speed. And highline Rebecca up to the lead. But now she might have to face some lapped traffic, as James Trix and Bubba Wallace are running pretty slowly. But Rebecca has the luxury of the high line. Now, if she can do this highline maneuver on James Trix and Bubba Wallace, if she has to. Although we might have to catch up to them in the next 5 laps to go. Here comes Froito Bobbin. Pretty good run the high line. Froito Bobbin, though, he's got that experience. He might use that to find a way around Rebecca. But Rebecca, 4 laps to go. Only a little while ago, she almost won. And just yesterday, her Soul Motorsports teammate of Kana got her first win. And now Rebecca in the best position she's been to win a cup race. Now, of course, she has been in this position before. But it seems in the times that she has had a shot to win, she has been able to close the deal. But now with 3 laps to go, she's got a lot going against her, though. She's got James Trix and Bubba Wallace right in front of her, and Brad Keselowski right to her inside. It's going to be very, very close. 2 laps to go at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Things are starting to fall into Rebecca's favor, but they could always fall out of her favor even next couple of laps. This is going to be very close. Very, very close. Brad might try to get a bit of a run here, but no, the high line is still dominant. And here we go. White flag. 1 more lap to go, Atlanta. This is going to be a very, very close battle. There is a lot going against Rebecca here. Brad Keselowski has a bit of a run on the low line with a push from the real Xbox nerd, as well as the guys ahead, the lap traffic. And here we go into the final corner. This is going to come down to the wire. 3 wide off of turn 4. It's going to be very close. But Rebecca scores her first career NRL Skittles Cup Series win at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Wow, that is even more insane. 2 times in 1 weekend. The Soulless girls go to victory lane. And for the first time in the history of the NRL, 2 female drivers win both the national events in the same weekend. And it comes into the hands of Kana and Rebecca. Now, Kana, of course, only running occasionally. It was pretty amazing when she won with Rebecca. She's running the whole season in the Cup Series. And her season has been quite bad. However, if she can't make the playoffs, she can still win. And win she has done today at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Especially in that, there were so many things working against Rebecca. Brian Kozlowski, the real Xboxer, all those guys that could have stolen the win. Plus, you had the lap traffic of Daniel Six and Bubba Wallace that could have slowed up Rebecca. So many things were working against Rebecca in that. But Rebecca overcame all that. And after such a long time waiting, this win is quite overdue at this point. But Rebecca gets her first career NRL Skittles Cup Series win. And just wow. I mean, Kana, she had quite a lot of adversity going against her in yesterday's race as well. But wow. In just one weekend, the Soulless Motorsports girls go from being pretty average to winners. You have Kana getting her first win just yesterday, and today it is Rebecca who gets her first career Cup win. You can't script that. Oh my goodness, 2 times in one weekend. I have no words. There are no words. 2 times in one weekend, the Soulless girls are in victory lane. Kana in the Siemens National Series race, and the following day, Rebecca. And you know, while Kana will be going full-time at Soulless Motorsports next season, Rebecca, her future at Soulless Motorsports, I don't know about that. She will be with the team for the rest of the season, but after that, nothing is confirmed. But, at least now, even if Rebecca never drives again, she can at least say she has won a Cup Series race, which is something that a lot of drivers can't really say for themselves. And Kana as well with a 21st position, 21st finishing position. So far, her best Cup result, not bad. It's progress, and yes, Kana will be back in the Skills Cup Series for a few more races. So we haven't seen less of Kana. She will be back. So considering the rest of the grid, Kozlowski comes home in second, pretty good after getting that humongous gap. Rick Splitter comes home in third, Formula in fourth, then Bangkokis comes in with the top 5. So hey, it's also a pretty good day for Tabam Motorsports. 3 of their cars are in the top 5. Eric Emerald comes home in 6th, Kurt Busch 7th, William Bauer in 8th, Ryan Blaney 9th, Perry Serpent 10th, Tim Tom 11th, Christian Bell 12th, Aaron Jones 13th, Matt Benado 14th, Matt Kent 15th, Clint Boris 16th, Alex Woodman 17th, Kevin Harvick 18th, Cole Cuss 19th, Chase Elliott 20th, Colin 21st, Christian 22nd, Martin 23rd, Douglas 24th, Chris Busch 25th, Duck 26th, Joe Logano 27th, Don 20th, Russell Steven 29th, Danny Hamlin 30th, Austin on 31st, Kyle Busch 32nd, Ryan Newman 33rd, Briggy Sochu 34th, Tyler Wright 35th, Ryan Priest 36th, Oliver 37th, Nia 30th, Jimmy Johns 39th, Bob Walsh 40th, James 41st, and Reed Sorensen in 42nd. Well, what a weekend. What a week of racing. And Kana in the Siemens Nash Series and Rebecca in the Skills Cup Series. Well, how many more big wins are we going to see this season? We're getting there. We're almost at the playoffs. And not too long after that, we're going to be at the season finale. So what's going to happen between now and then? At this point, I have no idea. But with that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in whatever I make next.